Obviously, I'm going to clean my lens here because it's a little bit dirty here. But we're going to have lots of cool things we're going to sell today. And I'm going to, once I get going, we're going to go down here. I'm going to show you my piece of paper here. We're going to do some drawing. You guys answer me questions. I'll show you a couple of little drawing cues that are on there. Jake?
Yeah.
You may want to use, can we switch it to the back camera? Because it's a better camera.
Yeah, we can switch it.
So, anyways, all right. As we get going, we'll be selling stuff and I'll be answering your questions off screen because I'll be drawing and you'll be able to see the piece of paper so we can do our little lessons, art lessons. So if you've got some questions on a couple of things artistically, let me know and we'll see if we can't educate some of you wannabe artists out there a little bit and we'll go from there. So let us do it. Jake, do you have something that you would like to put up for auction? We can get going here. Do you have any questions as to what they...
What's up?
Okay, now, how do I get to this paper and flip it this way? Oh, hey, that's my son, Jake.
Hello. I need to invite myself to...
oh, man, that's big bad Jake right there. So, all right, once we get it, we're going to flip it around onto the piece of paper here.
All right, there you go. You can flip it around.
Is it flip?
No, you just click switch.
Switch.
Okay.
Oh, man, it's one of the... Oh, man, it's one of the surprise gifts. Now you know one. Ugh. Okay, does that go up in here?
Yeah.
Put it up there so I can do my thing. Okay.
It needs to be upside down.
Upside down done.
I need to put this upside down?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put what? Oh, I see.
Right? Or am I tripping? Oh, yeah, that's right.
They think this needs to be upside down? Let's try it. Let's see how it works.
We need it to not go onto that button there.
Oh. Got it?
Nope.
Got it?
To a degree.
Okay, so what we did was, we did a bit of a boomer move, and when I clipped it, I hit the off button for a minute there. So let me just see here.
Oh,
What I'm trying to figure. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why I need this upside. Why don't you just here? Why don't we go like this? Why don't we go here and put it right here? Oh man, this shouldn't be so complicated, Todd. All right, put this up over here and shoot it down this way. There we go. There we go.
Just the fun of starting a show with us.
Yeah, we're just gonna go old school. Just somebody hold it up over. Now go and see if you can get in close on me. Might need to get a chair. Get a chair for Lauren here so he doesn't have to stand and do it. But then you guys will be able to see. I'm left-handed, so you guys will be able to see that we're not going to get it hidden there. If I go here, it might even get a little bit bigger. And I'll turn it towards Lauren a little bit there. You can just move it in as you see fit. Who's going to be looking at the questions though and feeding the questions? All right, let's just, as we get going here, Jake's got some of the first auctions. There's a couple different ways you can draw stuff. Let me just show you, and you just have to figure out, artists, which ones you like. You can do it as blocks, right? So if you think of this as a block here, and then here's a block here, and I'm talking like thin blocks. Then you can build, like this becomes a shoulder and a bicep. Here's a forearm. Here's another block that becomes the palm, my palm. Everything, and same thing, same with legs. You got either blocks or cylinders, right? Boom. This is how I sort of taught myself. I just sort of pieced everything together. But once you sort of know the relative size of all these, then you just overlap them, right? So again, if you got an arm, then let's go over here. If you can get it close. You take your one cylinder, and then you take another one that you had over here, but you just overlap it, and you go here, and make sure you're overlapping this one over here, and now you've got the remnants of an arm, right? So here's a shoulder. Right, you got a little bit of a tricep, you got the bicep's gonna come up in here, and then you come up into the elbow and the forearm up over here, and then you saw that box over there. I can do it in my sleep, but I just put the box there, and all of a sudden I've got an arm, and then it's just a matter of what you want to do with the fingers, right? And then give it a little bit of a thumb, and you've got yourself. You want to go in close. Got yourself not a bad quick little arm here. And now, and the only thing you want to do is make sure that you're using some of the muscles that we have, and you're twisting them a little bit, so that again, it was one of the things that I learned real quickly on Spider-Man, is that as he was moving and he was twisting, that the webbing on his costume had to turn too, right? You can't make something like twist it like that and then just make straight lines on it. So I made sure that when I was doing, let's say this was his forearm here, when I was doing the webbings on him, that I would sort of feather them like this and make sure that they were sort of rounding around the body so that it felt like the arm was being twisted, right? So if I was doing this here, if I was doing Spider-Man here, then I would put, this would go here, it'd come up in here where the black is, it would come up in here, and then I would cut it into his arm. Now this would be the blue area here, and then would be where your webbing sort of went. But depending on how much I changed it, because look see these lines are going straight. I don't know if you can go here. See these lines are going straight. Since that hand's bending, I now have to kink these lines down. Right? They can't be the same as this. And then these lines here have to then twist, and some of them have to actually go off the shoulder. And then even these ones here have to go round. So all the lines are just sort of building up the anatomy of what he's doing. So it feels, again, you're starting sort of flat, but then you try to create sort of cool things, so that now once I put even more webbings on it, see how these ones go this way? And now as I'm going on the arm this way, I'm going to curl them this way. Boom, 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 boom. And then this one even more so. So this one's going to come here. It's going to start straight, and then it's going to curve, right? From the very first ones here, it's going to curve up. Why? Because I want to give the illusion right in here that this is a shoulder, a rounded shoulder. Boom, 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 boom. And then if I take my black, which assumed that it was blue, I should have a blue one, right? Then again, I would come in here with a little bit of where the bicep was, a little bit of the muscle structure up in here, and all of a sudden I'd have a pretty decent arm. Again, I'm doing it sort of quick and rough, but we got there pretty quickly. So legs are no different. We got one here, right? If you got two legs here, then you do the same thing. Just make sure you're overlapping these. But look, there's a couple tricks to all this. Let me also say, if you don't want to do the cone version, then there is a thread. There is the thread version, which you go, okay, there's the shoulder, there's the bicep. Okay, I'm going to put the elbow, which is basically like an articulation on your action figure. And then I'm going to come here, and then I'm going to get down there. You can get to the same spot essentially, right? Like if I get here, I'm still going to do the hand here with the fingers. Come up in here, make sure you put like the bones that we have, right? We have these things here, like wrist bones and stuff. So it's okay if you make little bumps in your drawings. This is going to come here, and then you're going to have the muscles here. You got your bicep up in here, so you're going to give this. Going to have your tricep. And then we're going to get our shoulder up in here. It's essentially the same way. I got there two different ways, right? One was just trying to create a thread, and then one was actually sort of almost constructing it with blocks. Either way, you're going to kind of sort of get to where you want to get to. The thing that I look for when I'm looking at artists is that I'm I don't want real pretty, perfect drawing, right? I need there to be these little sort of imperfections or little bumps in the way right here, because there's a muscle going down here. This is, again, the other muscle that comes in here. It's going to be dark. Like that's, if you pull it back, that's this muscle right here, right? It's this muscle right here. So it's okay to have darker areas because those are the bigger muscles and you accentuate the bigger muscles, right? This is why there's usually a shadow sort of on the shoulders and stuff like that. All this is doable, but what I see a lot of people is that they almost take these and then they do, oh man, somebody won, way to go, man, is that they take these drawings here and then they think that it's sort of complete and they make these perfect, like here's the knee and then here's the leg, maybe a little bit of muscle, and everything is just sort of polite, and it's not, there's no sort of interesting bounce in it, right? But if you, once you know a couple of the rules, and here's the rule with the, if you're going to do the leg, right? And here's your thigh here. The inside muscle, which is inside your groin, is lower than your outside muscle. Right here. Like you keep that straight in your head. So now, and again, here's going to be your groin up in here. You keep that, and here's what I'm saying. Let me see. The bottom of this muscle right here is here, and the bottom of this muscle is here, right? They're not at the same level. They're not at the same level. If this is my level, they're not at the same level, as you can see, right? And the reason is because just anatomy is like that. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to end up sort of pushing my kneecap up in here, but then this line continues in here. You come up in here, and then you can give your calf muscles up in here, and then this one starts a little bit higher. Why? Because this one's a little bit higher. And then all of a sudden, you've got yourself kind of a nice looking leg that's there. The other method that I've used that I can show you here is what I call the teardrop method. And the teardrop method is essentially just that, either doing tears like this way or you're kind of doing tears this way, right? And you're just changing all of them. So how would that apply, let's say, to the legs? Okay, well, I'm going to do, again, a thigh, just like here. I'm going to do one big teardrop here. And then I'm going to do the inside. Remember, I said the inside's a little bit lower, but that's still a teardrop. And then I'm going to do the one on the outside. Again, a skinny little teardrop here. I've got my inside groin here, so that's going to be a teardrop here. And then I'm going to have a couple rounded sort of weird teardrops up in here and the legs here. All right. And then I'm going to have a bit of a teardrop for the calf. And then I'm going to come up in here. Now, that's just my rough. Once I come in here and I take my pen, then I'm just going to use the key pieces of it. And I'm going to come up in here. This is going to be my kneecap. Going to give a couple of bounces to it. Why? Take a look at your own knee. You got a couple bounces to your knee. This is going to come here. You're going to do a couple highlights. And you just sort of follow these lines that you've drawn. But now you don't draw all of it. You only take a couple of it. You only take a couple to sort of accentuate it. So on the leg here, I'm just going to use the stuff that I want to pronounce and make some of the muscles a little more elaborate. I'm going to erase everything else. So all the stuff that's up in here, but there will be enough lines in here, depending on what is going to happen with the hip and everything, that I'll end up getting to where I need to get to. And now it's easy at that point to then start adding your boot, right? Or if you've got straps, right? You just add your straps, boom, 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 whatever it is that they have on there, right? They got a gun on the side, right? Put your big gun on the side of it, right? If you're going to have a gun, probably got another strap on there so you can hold on to it. and you get there. And then again, if they got big boots, like Spawn's got some big boots, then you don't keep here. You just go, oh, I've got the leg, but now I'm going to come in here and the boot is going to be big and beefy, and I'm going to make the boot that big, right? With Spawn, he's got the spikes on it, and you get it. But the overall shape of the leg is still there, right? I've got, oh man, that was not good. The overall shape of the leg is, if I just take the outline of it, is there. And you got it. So again, you want thin lines, you want some thick lines, but you can get a leg that's in there. I've done the other ones too, where again, let's talk about like hands. Hands, to me, again, if you can draw good hands, right, which is sort of what Spider-Man was all about when I was doing it, is I've told people it's what I call the peanut drawing. So here, we all know what a peanut looks like, right here, right? Done. Now just keep using that over and over and over and over and over, and you can draw a hand, right? So there's a peanut, and just overlap them. There's a peanut. 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 Again, I'm going quick, so it's not great. But the reason you're doing a peanut, because if you look at my own hand, it sort of bulges a little bit where the knuckles are, right? Even on my own hand, you get little bulges. So you don't want to make your fingers look like rulers, pieces of rulers. You want them to have, again, a little bit of a bounce. So why? So now I can come in here and I can go, all right, here, we're going to connect these two hands together. Here. And once you get a little bit of a bounce, then you can then start going in there and adding the detail. What's the detail? Detail is you've got your fingernails. Got a fingernail over here. Gonna have a little bit here, and then you just add a couple of lines for the wrinkles of your knuckles, right? We all have them. And so you just add a couple of extra lines in here. And pretty soon, very quickly, and again, I'm doing a sloppy job of this, but you're going to see that it's going to turn into what it needs to turn into, which is a couple of fingers. And then at some point, you just give a little bit of these muscles. I got old man hands now, but these muscles here, right? The sinew that goes up in here, that's basically your knuckles. You just put some of those in there. And again, this is the thing, that it doesn't have to be perfect. Matter of fact, I like it when they're not perfect. You just sort of go, yeah, because veins don't go all in the same place all the time. Wrinkles don't go all in the same place at the same time. You just get in here, and then next thing you know, you've got, basically I just drew these two fingers and these veins right in here. Taboosh. So, do I need to talk up any of the comic books or no?
If you wanted to do this guy.
Oh, so Jake found, so we've got one coming here that you guys know, as I've done stuff before, that I would do books for my office employees. And so this is an office employee book. I must have had an extra one or two, whatever, in case somebody lost theirs. But you can see it's blank. So what I did for all the employees was I wrote their name in the word balloon. Right? What's it say? I can't see from here.
Spawn killed everyone at the office. You're next with the blank. And you saw.
Oh, it says you're next, and I think I put their name in there.
You did their name in red Sharpie and your signature in blue Sharpie.
Yeah, and then I think my name's in the big box, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And then I sign it in the big box, right? So that's sort of how I did. So whoever wins this one, you can give me whatever name you want, whether it's yours or somebody else's you want to give it to. And I can put their name in there, and they can say they were an employee of my company, I guess. But we'll have little baby spawn, and it's a drawing that I did discover, because I like drawing cute little stuff from time to time, and we'll put your name in it, and then I'll sign the big box, so it looks like one of my scroll signings at the end of it. So you'll get this. This isn't complete. This cover isn't complete that you're looking at. You're going to get your name, and you're going to get my signature on it. So, anyways, all right. We got any questions over there, Katie?
Yeah, someone asked what part of the body do you typically start with when drawing characters?
I learned that the last thing, let's talk about the opposite. The last thing you do is put the head on. And the reason is because I'm telling you, it is way too easy to draw a head, and it's really cool. And then if you get the body wrong, and all of a sudden you do this little tiny body, and it's like the legs aren't big enough and the arms, then it looks like a baby because you got like a big head on it. It looks like a big melon, right? So I found, at least for me, that the way to get the head in proportion to the body is do the body first, get the body down, and then come in and do the face, because you'll know in a heartbeat. Once you do this circle for the head, you'll know whether it's too big or not. And you go, no, you know what? I think I need to make it a little bit smaller. It should probably be about this big for that body, depending on what your drawing is. For me, I usually start it with the chest, right? So again, in its easiest form, the chest, if you're doing a block, kind of is, I mean, that's it right there. And the reason I use the chest is because it was easy. I sort of thought of it as like a spider, which is weird. I did Spider-Man, but because you could then add the arms and the legs, you could add the arms and the legs to it later. And it felt like I could get there. I mean, I had to do another block for the groin area and stuff, but I felt like I could get there way easier. So a lot of times, I would start with, let's say I was doing Spider-Man or something like that, I would start with the chest area. Up in here. It makes sense to me what I just did. So I'm trying to do the block. I would do more rounding, but let's just say here's the block here. Right. From here, it's then easy for me to then put a neck on here. Right. I can put a neck on this. I can now put an arm up in here. Here's one arm over here. Maybe this other arm is going to go down in here if it was Spider-Man or whatever. And then I go, okay, so now I know the chest is going to be here, and the chest is going to be here. So that means then the groin was going to have to be somewhere here, which meant then if I had his leg up, the leg was going to have to be up in here someplace. And then I'd come up in here, there'd be the foot, and then depending on what I wanted to do with if the back foot, I wanted to look like it was going away, then I just tapered it off sort of like this. And then from here, then it was easy then for me to then go, oh, the head sort of needs to be about this big, about right in here. And so I could rough that out pretty quickly, right? So if we do again, there's the neck, there's this, you got the shoulder, you got the arm up in here. I'm gonna taper this because I'm gonna taper this so that this gets tapered. But I probably would have shortened the knee. That leg looked a little long to me. Again, you can still use your teardrops here too, right? Up in here, you got your teardrop for your shoulder, you got your teardrop for your bicep. I mean, again, if you want to use that method, you got a teardrop here, you got a teardrop for a bicep, you got a teardrop for a tricep, you got your muscle in your elbow, and then you come up in here, and then I'd, whatever. Here'd be Big Bad Spidey up in here. Dun, 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 right? So again, I would give myself a little rough, and then it was easy for me to then sort of manipulate everything around that. And then, as you can imagine, then I come in with the webs, and then I'd have and then I'd do my little dumb, stupid webbings that I did that took me forever. But again, that black would be in pencil, so it would be sort of fairly easy for me to get to that if I was doing it nice and rough and it was pretty light using a pencil like that. The one thing though that I would point out here is that I tried not to center things. So as you can see here, Spider-Man's head is off center, right? Here's his chest. We drew it. And so I made the neck off center, and then the head's even more off center over here. And then I made sure that the legs were not symmetrical. As you can see, the chest is over here, which means then that the rib cage comes here, the groin's going to come here. So I've tilted everything slightly, just to make sure that it doesn't feel like I'm doing a mannequin in a store that's nice and perfect, which is why I was always bending elbows and bending forearms and bending, what are you talking about? Bending even fingers, right? Like bending finger, everything. Here, pull it back to the back. This hand is way cooler, right? Straight, down, crooked. Like you just got all these different angles that you can do. Or I guess you could do this hand, but this is a pretty boring hand, right? So take the hand, that's boring, bend it, crank it, move stuff around, right? And just give a lot of cool energy to it. So, all right. What do we got? What book you selling? Do I need to talk it up or no?
This is one of your 9.8 first copy of this cover ever signed.
Oh yeah, hold sec. Yeah.
To note, it does not say from the personal collection of Todd McFarlane.
It's okay. But it's not like, I get these comic books. I'm going to show you a little bit later, one right there. But so remember on some of the shows, I know for a fact this is the first time I've signed this book because I get books literally in the mail every week, right? Don't show the address. Come on, man. So I get these packages of comic books, right? And they're sealed. Like this is one that's sealed. We're actually going to pull a couple of them out, right? This is still sealed. So I get these every week. They come in. And so I know that whatever comic book is in here, because it's basically samples of some of the newest comic books that I printed, I've never signed one. Why? Because they're on this box. They're on this box. Now, maybe, again, they may be even out. I don't know how long I've had this in my room sealed because I don't open all my boxes. Seems weird, but I don't. These comic books might actually be in the comic book store, but I've not gone to any comic book stores or any conventions to sign them. So I know that when I open up this box, whatever's in this box, and I pull a comic book out and I sign it, it will be the first one I've signed, which is why I can now, let me see here. I'm going to pull it from, which is why I know I can take this book, I can say, get the glare off there, right? First copy of this cover ever signed. And the reason I say this cover, because sometimes we do more than one cover. So I can't say of this book. Because this would have come with maybe two covers, so I would have signed both of them. But then if you look up here in the label, they actually annotate that I actually wrote that in there, and it's actually on the label. And it's a good grade too. Why? Because we just pulled it out of a box and I signed it, and I went, oh man, cool. Let's go get some of this signed here. So some of the stuff are books I've graded on my own, but not only would this be, here's the thing, not only would this be the first one that I've ever signed, but I'm going to guess that this number 52 population is maybe 2 or something, 3 at max with my signature. I'm talking with my signature. There's, I think I own one and this one right here. I don't know. Jake, can you look up the population?
Yeah, one sec.
King Spawn 52 cover A. Here, you can put it back in your slot.
Someone said very, very limited.
Well, you can't get it graded unless I say you can get it graded. So I think we've only sent in a couple.
I'm gonna put WM on looking it up if he's here. That's somebody in chat, hopefully.
Oh, WN, look it up. So I would be surprised if it's, in all honesty, I'd be surprised if it's more than 2. So, because I have one, and then there's that one. So there's the 2. I'd be surprised if there's a third one out there, but maybe I'm mistaken because I know I haven't signed any of those at conventions or anything like that. So.
For these pieces, did you want to auction them off, give them away, split them up, or keep them for yourself?
No, we can give them away. We can do them as giveaways.
Okay.
Right. So this is my Spidey Rough.
WM, you're our CGC looker upper if we need it.
Yeah.
Look her up.
Yeah. All right. We can give that away at some point in this. We can give this one away.
Mentioned something about feet. I would like to.
Feet. Let's do some feet.
And if it is harder to draw women or men.
I think it's for me, it's harder to draw the women because the women are sort of perfect. Like where men were like bumpy. We got lots of muscles bulging and whatever. So to me, you can be a little bit imperfect and it kind of is okay. But if you get a woman's legs too thick or hips too wide or like, I mean, it throws stuff off. So, what do we want to call this? We'll call this, whatnot art lesson. How about that?
2026.
Yeah. What's the date today anyway?
The 11th.
June 11, 2026. All right. Cool, man. Done. All right. We'll give that one away too a little bit later. We can do that. Just.
Someone said King Spawn 52A has 7 signature series CGC and 52B has 2.
7? Why would there be 7?
That was the first though.
You sent in 7?
I don't know. I don't think so.
King Spawn, I'm trying to think the last time I went and signed 54, if that's outside the window. Anyways, make a note. Let me double check with CGC too. Like if there's 7, why there's 7. So, because the way that it goes, is I've said before that there should be like no signatures of certain books in certain time frames. In its simplest form, if I do a signing at CGC here, and then I do one 2 years later here, then all the books that come out here should have a population of 0. And so the only ones that would be graded would be the ones that I personally have sent in. So
Someone said that it could be signed by like the cover artist. Because like those can get signature series.
Oh, this doesn't necessarily mean it's Todd.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Phew. I was going to say, because that doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. So there's 7, they just don't know, it doesn't break down who signed them.
Mhm.
Got it. So it could have been colorist or inker or somebody on the inside of the book, the writer, anybody that worked on the book could have been signing it. Got it. Okay. All right. Phew. Because I'm like, that should be like 2. I've got one and this one that we got up for sale. So,
All right, the giveaway that's going right now is for this one right here.
oh yeah, big bad Spidey rough. Spidey rough and how to, but it's not Spidey rough. It's just sort of teaching a little bit of anatomy, moving around, right? If we continue, and I've done this lesson before, that all the muscles, let me see here. Let's go in pencil form. Sorry. So here's your chest. Here's your chest. Here's your rib cage. Here's your stomach. Here's your groin. Here's your love muscles up in here. Here's a little bit of up in here. Is a little bit of the. I'm gonna have some arms. Do some arms here. I'm doing this with you blocking me with the camera.
Sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
We got the confirmation. Only 2 of the King Spawn 52s were signed by you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, whew, okay, good. That made, because I don't want people to be bidding on something, us giving them value on it and saying whatever. Now, again, I'm not saying that in the future there won't be more, but until I do another CGC signing, then there's only 2. Okay, so here's sort of a quick rough of a body, right? Here's the, like I said, you can do it with the cylinders, and we did it. The other thing to pay attention to is that a lot of muscles are just connected, and I've done this before. So start at the chest. So here's the chest, right? And the chest is here. Let me get a better pen here. So here's the chest. So now you've got your chest muscle here. And I call it a lazy W. It's basically a lazy W, right? But then the chest muscle goes into your shoulder. And I'm not making that up. I'm just telling you that's how anatomy works. Your chest muscle goes into your shoulder, and it's the line that divides your shoulder, which is here. It's the line that divides your shoulder and your bicep. This line right here, this lazy W, divides your bicep on both sides, tricep here, and your shoulder up in here. How do I know that? I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you right here. If you look in the mirror, your chest muscle goes here, and then it continues up here. It continues up here. What's that line? It's the line that divides my shoulder and my bicep, which is what I'm talking about up on here, right in here. So what I'm trying to say is that there's a continuation of these lines. The shoulder comes here, and then it continues right into the collarbone. And it goes up in here, and it continues into the shoulder. How do I know? I don't know. Because again, just look in the mirror next time before you go in the shower. My collarbone goes here, it goes across, and it goes right into my shoulder, right here. Boom. Boom. On both sides. So once you know where these lines are supposed to go, right? Once you know, so again, there's the chest here. There's the chest here. This is the dip. This is the collarbone, right? Up in here. You've got your shoulders up in here. The reason that matters, the reason that all of this matters here, especially this line here, this is lazy W, is that then you're going to be able to do good drawing, because if you raise that arm, let's do it. Let's raise the arm. If you start with, again, here's your chest, your lazy W chest here, and you raise your arm, you keep that line going up. And then what ends up happening is your arm's going to look like this. This one's going to continue going down here because, again, you've got your continuation down here. But this is going to go up. Why? Because you still got that continuation right here. This W of the chest going into the divider between, it's just going to go here. So once you've got that line, then you know above that line is the shoulder. Below the line is the bicep and the tricep right here. Here's the line right here. right? I'll make it in red, make it even easier. There it is. You got that line. Above the line is the shoulder, below the line is the bicep. Done, right? And why it matters? Because then you won't be drawing your shoulders like too far away from the body. Once that line comes up, the shoulder has to shift. Why? Look at it. This is easy. Ready? Okay, here's my shoulder. Look how far it is away from my head, right? A lot of good distance. Watch what happens when I raise my arm. I can touch my shoulder to my head. And here's that line. That line is still connected, right? So I haven't disconnected my arm. So as long as you've got a couple of key lines that you keep track of, you can do it. Now, if you take the forearm and you look at the forearms from the side, you have here's your shoulder. And I'm doing a profile now. Here's your bicep. Tricep's a little bit higher, just like I told you on the leg. This is the tricep. But this line that divides your shoulder and divides your tricep and your bicep comes in here. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It continues all the way through the arm. This line continues all the way through the arm. So now you go, oh, there's that big fat muscle Todd was showing us before. Well, not that fat because I'm not that big. And now I've got my arm, and then I can draw again my hand here, right? How do I know? Look at if you can see it. Hopefully you can see this. This muscle that I have right here, this one is the one I'm talking about. It goes here, it goes here, it divides my bicep to my tricep. Here, it goes up in here and basically splits, keeps going basically into that lazy W. So it goes lazy W into here, and it keeps going. It keeps going. Once you get above the line, which is the shoulder, and below the line, which is the bicep, you keep going, and it comes in here and it gives you this muscle, and then that muscle goes all the way down into your wrist. So all of those are all twisted, but literally anatomically, if I was to strip off the skin of any of us, all those muscles are long. They're long muscles, and they'll continue to go. So once you know a couple of these key points, that you go, oh, I'm going to come in. Todd's saying I'm going to take this lazy W, and then I'm going to come in here. So if the chest is up in here, I'm going to come in here, and then I'm going to continue down the arm, bicep here, tricep in the back. Then I'm going to do that sort of weird muscle on our forearms, and then I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to come down until I get into the wrist up in here. It gives you a lot of guidelines real quickly. And as long as you then also know all those lines, it allows you then to start moving your arms around, as long as you're following that rule of, oh, that line, I have to be able to, when I'm drawing, I have to be able to figure out that line is being consistent when I'm drawing it. So if I'm drawing this guy just standing here, which is the boring pose, I've got the bicep. Oh, come on, that's not a good pen. I got the bicep coming into the forearm. Again, here's going to be the wrist, right? And then maybe he's making a fist. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's follow it. So here's the line. Here's the line. Again, above is the shoulder, below is the bicep. Keep following it. I go down the arm. Oh, and I'm going to get into this muscle area here. Oh, and I'm going to come into here, and I'm going to get into the where my hand and my wrist joint. And then you can come at whatever angle you need to with that, right? Again, you figure out that rule on that side, it applies to the other side of the body, right? Boom, all of a sudden you got the body. Now, how do those lines work on the rest of the body? They're still kind of there. Watch. We're going to come in now with, oh man, why do I keep getting this bad pen? We're going to come in with the rib cage. So here's the rib cage here. And then can I just tell you, don't do a six pack like this. Come on, don't do it. It's just like, if people want to do perfect six pack, stop it, right? Just look at real anatomy. So You come in with your rib cage. You can put a couple other sort of muscles in here because they're up underneath there. But as you come in here, then you sort of just do this weird stuff until you get into the groin. This is the groin down here. Up in here. So you want to do a six-pack? Of course. Why? Because they're good. But I sort of make them more across than I do checkerboard. I think that they look a little more realistic. And if you look at like bodybuilders, I think they're a little more realistic if you make them more across, right? If you need to add just a little bit, then you can give a couple of little extra details to it and you can build them up. But I've got the six-pack there without it looking like ice cubes or something that people want. But then this line here, look at this line here. This is a continuous line. Right there. I'll do it in red to show you. Up in here. Okay, so then it all works. Then what comes up in here? Oh, your love handles are kind of like up in here. Right? And so as long as you give me some nice lats, as long as you give me your lat muscles up in here, then you can come in, and again, you make sure you cut it so it doesn't really have love handle. But then those ones go here, and they go here, and you keep getting these sort of teardrops. And if you look at guys that are sort of don't have a lot of lean fat, you actually see this line, right? You actually see this line that's there when they got their Speedos on or whatever else. And then from here, all those lines then go into those teardrops of the legs, right? And you just start doing all the stuff that we were talking about on the legs. And next thing you know, you're down into the legs. I can usually draw from head to toe, like a continuous line if I need to, that basically goes like, oh, here's the knee, oh, here's the inside of the leg, oh, here's the groin, here's the love muscle, oh, here's the six-pack, oh, here's the rib cage, oh, here's the chin, oh, and I'm going to go into the arms. And I could almost draw this without lifting my pen if I needed to. And by, again, if I make this a little beefier, add a little bit of shadows underneath here, then again, you start getting a little bit of shape in it, right? And then next thing you know, you just put a big, and you put a big S on it, and you got soup, and he's looking good, man. He's looking strong. So.
All right, I just want to let everyone know the giveaway going now is for this piece here.
The soup? Oh.
The Whatnot art lesson.
The Whatnot art lesson. So.
You want to show that pen off real quick?
This one?
Yeah, they just been asking
Oh,
which
yeah.
one.
Oh, I use a lot of microns.
Yeah.
This one is, which one? I don't even know what it's called.
It's Tombow.
Is it?
Yeah.
Some Japanese one or something like that. I bought a couple packs of it a long time ago. Yeah, Tombow. So, the Tombow gives you a little bit of feathering if you want feathering on it. So sometimes I want that, and sometimes I want a stiff line that gives me a straight line like that. So you can do cool stuff. I use both, right? Any of you retailers out there, I am way behind on getting you my sketches for Scorch 50. I apologize. We had some events happen in our life. One of them was moving from one state to another. And I got my daughter married, but I'm just getting down to the end of it. But because I know I've been sort of not doing a great job, I've been here. I even show a couple of them. I've been spending a decent amount of time on the drawings of going, man, if they're going to get a sketch, then they're going to be late. Then make sure, Todd, you give them some really cool stuff, right? Right. So I'm not cheating on them. Let me see. You got some there. She's Spawn screaming at you. Cool hair. Done. Here's Spawn looking sassy. Looking good. Here's another clown. Oh man, lots of detail. If you look at it, lots and lots of detail. Even I got one. There's one that's actually going to be all pencil, which is actually Gunslinger. It's kind of cool. Lots of detail. There's a monolith, one of the house ones from the alien stuff. So I got who don't like buy later. So I got lots of detailed ones. All right, Gunslinger. This is Redeemer. Let me see if there's any other cool. I guess they're all cool. Supposed to all be cool, Todd.
I like the haunt one.
I got some classic Spawn ones. People like. Got some medieval Spawn ones. All right, looks good. Haunt one. Look at close up intentional on a Spawn. I'm going to do a couple where I'm actually not going to do any black in it. I'm just going to come in with pencil and use pencil. So this is my one before I put the pencil into it. But I'm actually going to do this one. I just want, because sometimes when I put the black, then you lose all the detail that's in it. So I'm going to do a couple ones like that. Here's a cool haunt one here. I got a couple haunt ones. Let me see what else I got here. It's cool. Oh, another violator. And again, look at how, like, I'm not cheating on these because again, people have been waiting for these. So I gotta make sure we get them good stuff. So again, another monolith. Lots of detail, lots of work on it. So anyway, these will be coming to you guys here. Hopefully we're getting these done here either later today or tomorrow. And we ship them out to Lunar, and they'll have them early next week. So again, any retailer out there, profuse apologies, but I'm making sure then that the sketches are good, at least and then I've seen all the ones that the other artists have done, and they've been done for months, so it's not the other artist. I signed the books like a month ago. They're all signed up. It's just me finishing up these last of these sketches, and I just got cut up in 1,000 things. No excuse. So we'll get those in your hands there. So.
Did you want to do one of your items you pulled from your office?
Yeah. So let's do one here. This one here. I don't even know where I got this.
Yvette made them.
Yvette?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Office.
For the office?
Mhm.
This is mine?
Mhm.
Okay. So I can sign this. I can sign this on the bottom here. But this is a hat, I guess, that somebody made for the office again. But it's never been worn, right? It's like it's still folded perfect. It hasn't been bent in the rim there. But I can sign this and do a nice autograph on it. And somebody will get an office hat that we've never sold because we don't really sell the apparel that often. But this was an in-house item. So and I'll go over this, make sure it stands out. But there, you get an office hat and a Todd signature because I don't think I signed anybody's hats in the office.
Good to go.
Get that. Nice one. This is the skull from the Spawn logo on the comic book that's in the middle of the A, right? So we'll do it. So put that one up there. I just found that. I was going through my box upstairs before I came down and go, let me see what I can find. I go, oh, here's an unused hat. So if you want an unused hat that's signed, that only was given to, again, a small group of people in the office, there's your hat. It looks like it's mesh on the back and it's adjustable. So if you want to show them, Jake, so it's not a fitted hat, it's an adjustable hat. So if you have a pea head, it'll work. And if you got lots of brains, you can also buy it. So, all right, let's sign this one.
That one giveaway as well?
Yeah. Done.
Any title for this one?
Oh, title? Body skills. I'll just put that. Body skills. I don't know what it means, but I'm putting it on there. Body skills. All right.
Alright, this will be the next giveaway, everyone.
very quickly, and I've done it to the peanut. The peanut lesson works on.
That one's bad.
That one's bad. Oh man, who's bad? This is bad. The peanut one works on feet. So if we're gonna do a foot, let's do a foot. You're just to make sure you're again. It's not a pure block. You go right here. Here's your block, but you got a big toe. Make sure your big toe is bigger than most of the other ones. We'll block them out, but it's the same. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is your big toe, right? You do a little peanut, but just make sure that the peanuts are stubby, right? Go up in here, and then come up in here. Just make the big toe stubbier than the other ones, and then the rest of your toes. And it's only usually a couple peanuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there you go. Done. Okay. And then, this is good. Let's see. Oh yeah, not bad. Okay. So we get here. There's your big toe. You give it a little bit of fat here because that's the inside of your foot where you get a little bit of fat because this is and again, this would be my right foot. I'm looking down at my right foot. Give a big toenail here. If you want to make it gnarly and give it like an ingrown toenail, you can do whatever you want, shear drawn. Because of the overlap, again, you're getting guidelines of where you're going to put the wrinkle of your toe. And then you just do the same thing with all the other ones. 1, 2, here's another down shot. Here's another down shot. Up in here. Again, I wouldn't do it with Sharpies, not ideal. But, and then you get a little bit of a bulge on the outside of your foot up in here. And then you just do the same thing. You got your toes and then just give a little bit. The toes don't have quite as much of the veiny muscles up in the top there, but there's, it's not bad. It's not bad. Sometimes you can taper it a little bit, so it would taper back up in here. And then if you want to do it so that the foot is looking at you straight in the foot, like straight in the eye, excuse me, then you go to your blocks again. Go, okay, there's the big toe, and the big toe has got a couple blocks, and then here's a little toe, block, 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 and then you just do some more blocks behind it. Okay, fine. And then you just go, okay, there's the toenail. There's the fat of my toe. This is the big toe. Up in here. Same thing over here. And do all the toenails first. Then you come up in here. You draw those. Couple lines up in here. Couple lines up in here. And you can get to a toe and a foot fairly quickly. And then you just taper it in. So, but that's a bare feet. You don't really need bare feet that often in comic books, in all honesty, right? So all you need to know on if you're looking at a down shot of your foot or look at the bottom of your shoe, is that it usually is a little bit wider. It's usually a little bit wider at the top. If you're looking at the underside of your tennis shoe, and then it tapers down a bit. It's kind of again the whole peanut thing again. You get this is the bottom of your shoe, right? And then it's like that. Why? Because again, usually you have your big toe here, and then you have your other toes up in here. You got your pad that's of your foot up in here. You got your heels back in here, and then it goes into the shoe, right? So there's no magic as to why your shoe looks like that, because that's basically the shape of our foot. They just comfort it all the way around. So, but All right, do we need to talk about anything else, Jake? Is there anything else coming up? How are things going over there?
Going good.
Don't have to hype anything up?
We got the auction for this one just ended, and the giveaway for this drawing is going in 10 seconds.
In 10 seconds.
We got to get to some capes. They want to
Cape,
know about
oh
that. They want to
man.
know how to draw a quick city, like you're at a con and you're just trying to like
Yeah,
fill that in.
yeah.
There was one more thing that I saw.
Cities work real fast. I don't have a ruler. Works way faster. Pretend I've got a ruler. There's two kinds of cities you can draw. You can draw the one that's just straight on. So let's just do a quick, easy, straight on one. Make sure that the building. You can start with like a rectangle if you want, right? We all done that when we were in, grade 2 and grade 3. You can start with it, but I always then wanted to add like little nooks to it. Like if you come in here, just little edges because those are the edges there. Then I want to add pipes. Sometimes this is like where people come out of doors. I used to add like a lot of antennas. Just to give a little bit of bounce. Sometimes, again, if you want, you can add. Frank Miller used to do his water towers, which were kind of cool. So you can add some cool stuff at the top, and then your easiest way to do it. And again, if you're doing it with rulers, then it all works way cool. Then you go like this, and this should come as no surprise to anybody. Let's go here. And then you come here. Again, I'm doing it freehand, but you do it. And there's even software now that can get you this in one click of a button. But so there's your generic building there. But now how do you make it look like something? And the answer is I used to create a frame for it. So I go, okay, what do I want this building to look like? Well, first off, I want the top to be way heavier than the bottom. Why? Because a lot of buildings have their corporate logos up there. So I'm going to put a big spacing up at the top, and then every now and then I'm going to come and I'm going to put a band. I'm going to put a little bit of a thick band, like every now and then. And again, this is all arbitrary. Like you can make any of this up, which is what I used to do. So you come in with some banding. Usually this stuff up in here is going to be black, right? So this is all going to get black up in here. If you want, I used to put even wires that were sometimes being connected. If you're doing an old building, you can do fire escapes on the side. And then you go, okay, so I did a banding there, and then I'm going to do another band here and here. That's enough. That looks okay. I'm going to do another band here and here. Okay, cool. Now you go, okay, but it's still kind of plain. So now you got to make it like let's say it's nighttime. And the easiest way to make it nighttime now, you just take a big fat and arbitrarily go, who's working overtime and who's not, because it's late at night. And so you take these boxes, if you go in tight, I don't know how tight we can get in there, but you take those boxes and you just start filling them in arbitrarily. And you go, okay, I'm going to do 2 there, 1 here, 1 here. I'm going to do this kind of mostly this whole row here, maybe a couple here, couple here. I'm going to make that light on up in there, a couple here. And you just start chipping away, and depending upon how many lights you want on or you want out, you start dropping this in. And again, there's no wrong. The thing that's great about this is there's whatever you pick is technically right. And I'm not doing it right because I'm not coloring each one of those squares has perfectly as I would have if I was actually doing this in real life. But very quickly, you can get to something that from a distance now looks like a city. And if you go, it's still too bright, then just keep filling in more, right? Just fill in more and more of these so that it just gets a little bit darker so it feels like it's 2 o'clock in the morning. If you want it 2 o'clock in the morning, then make sure you just got more of them colored in. And then you've got your other building sitting next to it here. And then this building is going to come and it's going to cut in here. And this is going to all be black because this one's now in the foreground. Which basically means then that at some point, this is going to all be solid black down there and these other lines are going to go down here. And they're going to go there until you get your other city building that's here. And you just go, there's going to be my other building here. And then these ones are going to have some in the background here. And you just keep doing it. And then look at, I can go here and I can get like windows really quickly if I just do stuff. Big band, space, and then I just go across like that. You add your kind of cool, goofy stuff up at the top, and you keep sort of doing that, right? And you can get a whole city eventually, very, very, very quickly. Now, again, my guess is I'm an old man. I'm guessing there's a lot of programs that sort of get you there way quicker. I've seen people, you can skew it, but if you want to do it like old school, then you just keep all this the same, except for now you just do it as a perspective, right? And the perspective works, right? If you guys know a little bit of perspective, you pick a dot and every line goes to that dot. Every line goes to that dot. Almost like a starburst, if you will. I'm not doing this perfect. If I had a ruler, I would do it. Anyways, so you've got this, and then you just start doing your straight lines, and you go, okay. So here's my building here. I'm going to go a line here. Go okay, and then all your windows are just going to follow that, and then you go, okay. I got another building up in here. Dot dot dot. That means that one goes here, which means all these lines go here, up in, and I'm going to put a bit of a city behind here. Maybe this can be the street up in here. And then again, I'm going to put another building coming up in here. And this is only a 1-point perspective and you can get some pretty nice stuff, right? There's your horizon line right here. This is your horizon, which is where the dot's at. Dot's always on the horizon. And then you just start building all these lines, and they usually get further away from each other as you get closer to you, because a building that's in the distance is going to look like more detail than a building that is getting closer to you. And then you just start adding the same things. Oh, man. A little bit of a band. I'm going to put some dots down in here. Going to make it a little bit black. Going to put some crazy stuff. Maybe the side of this one is mostly black. The building in front here is going to be a little bit taller. Maybe it's going to have a window. So I'm going to make a window here. And I'm going to do some edge here. And you just start building your city. And you make your building look whatever way you want them to look. And over and over and over until you have cities, right? So we just spent 4 minutes, and it is kind of a bad, plausible beginning of a city.
Do you usually start with the background or start with the character?
No, start with the character. Start with the character because why would I want to draw a background that I know I'm going to put a character on? So, and if I don't want to draw a lot and I go, oh man, I want to draw this city, then I'm going to put the Spider-Man's head right here. And Spider-Man's going to be looking over the city right here. And so I'm going to cover up. Why? Because I don't have to draw the building over here. I'm just going to draw Spidey looking over at the city over here. Cool. And then if I don't want to draw any of this, then I probably got his hand going, oh my gosh, Todd, oh my God. And I cover up some of the city over here. Done. So,
the capes was not on, but also the difference in female and male like head shape.
yeah. Is that the one? Oh yeah, that's the freak on the bed. That storyline right there for that book is kind of ties into the latest storyline of the resurrection of Malbolgia. This is a storyline that I did almost 100 issues ago where Malbolgia put his seed in a bunch of people across the planet, and he then had the freak have to go and hunt them all down. So in the story, the freak basically is collecting his dues. And all the people he's pulling the pieces of Malbolgia out of, they're basically technically demons, but they all look like humans. And some of them have basically forgotten that the Piper is going to come back and that they're going to have to give the seed away, which basically means they're going to die. And some of them married humans. So all of a sudden it's like, where do you got to go? I've got to go. And it's like, and the wives and the sons and daughters are all crying because they're basically taking the husband away. And he, some of them said, I told you this day would come. It's someday. But this is kind of a weird prequel to what happened just recently.
Did you want to sign and give those away as well?
Which one?
These two.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't sign them. My okay, Tolio. I'm going to call it Tolio. It's a disease, so Tolio. All right, Tolio. Oh, I guess there's an arm on there. So it wasn't all. There's that one.
All right, Tolio drawing is going first.
Yeah, and then.
Bill. They also wanted to know how long those sketches take you, like the scorched ones.
It depends on it depends on, like you can imagine, the ones that look like they take longer do, and the ones that have less, like this one probably took me a lot longer than this one took me a lot longer than this one, right? Because this one, it's a pretty clean face, where this one's a bunch of lines on it. So I'm guessing this one maybe was a couple hours at most, maybe not even, maybe an hour. And then this one maybe was half an hour to 40 minutes or something like that. I don't know. Sadly, I work on like 20 of them at a time, and I just flip them and go, oh, I'm bored of this one. I'm going to go start another one. And then I go to another one. So, all right, this one, we'll do this one with the Spidey hand. Bonnet. Okay. Spidey. I'm going to call this one Sinister City.
And that one's a giveaway as well?
Yeah, not Sin City. That's Frank Miller. I'm going to call it Sinister Ister City. Good one, Todd. Oh, thanks, Todd. What is it, June, what did you say?
11th.
June 11, 2026. Done. Done. Go ahead, take it on my head. Take it away. I can't stand it anymore.
If you wanted, since you're at a gap, we could do the shoes next if you wanted to show those off.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
There's
these.
no signature on the box or the shoes right now. That'll be up to the winner.
Yeah, you could do it. So we got this one here. These are the shoes, and they're from Jerusalem. These are, you got it back. So they're still in the box, right? And we never, I don't think anybody really manufactured these. Maybe they did. I don't know. They wanted to, or maybe they made a presentation, or maybe they came out for a short period of time. It's not a very big size. It looks like 2.5 or something, but I don't know if this is like a UK size or whatever. But here's the box. Can't say that it's perfect because these are literally almost 30-year-old shoes. Matter of fact, they probably are 30-year-old shoes. But I don't even know what's on the bottom here. 1995. So yeah, 30. Yeah, over 30 years old. So. But somebody wanted to do it, and if you open it up, besides you get cool cover here with a lot of dust on it.
That's warehouse dust.
Yeah, it's warehouse dust. You open it up, and look at these shoes. I'm telling you, they're sassy. Look at that. Look at this shoe. Pure white, never been worn, right? These are brand new, never been worn. And then they got the Spawn logos. They got Spawny there. They've got the red. They got the Spawn on the back. Right? It's cool. There's nothing on the inside. So I guess that was intentional on their part. I don't know if there's anything. Oh, yeah. On the lip. On the lip, it's another. Let me see if I can get out of the way. Another Spawn logo and Spawn head. This is on the where you put the tongue. I guess that's what they call it, the tongue. And then you got the laces. You could always change out the laces to make them green, so that it's got Spawn green on it.
And the chain on the back is.
Sorry. Yeah, we got again. It's a one piecer, so it's not a real dangling chain. But again, you got the two skulls, and you've got the chain here, and then we have obviously a pair of them. So you would get, and the tag is still on it, right? So the tag is still on here. That just got the Spawn tag on there.
And I'm
But,
started on it for you, Dan.
Okay. So this is you start it. I'll just spin them around. People could see them. Look like moon boots. Oh, me. And again, these are 30 years old, and I don't know if they ever even came out, because sometimes I just would get presentations and people would bring me prototypes. But that kind of cool. Again, not adult sizes. Make sure that you understand that, because maybe a woman could maybe fit in those. Possibly, you think, or no? No, a small woman. No,
Maybe.
no, they're small.
Really
Right here,
realistic.
they're about as big as the span of my hand, and I got an adult hand there, so whatever that is. But I think they were originally built for youth. But they display, if nothing else, they'll display good up on your shelf.
And Carl Spawn.
Carlsbad.
Carl Spawn one.
Carl Spawn, one. All right, Carl Spawn, tell me if you want me to sign the shoe. I could technically sign here, or I could sign the box someplace here, if you want to keep the shoes kind of pristine.
It's on the shoes.
Okay, I'll sign it on the shoes on here. Then, boom, done. All right, I'll do it.
I'll pop those back in there and toss them in the box.
Yeah, I'll sign them after the show then. All right, good one. What did those go for?
662.
Bad for a hard to get item out in the world. So I like funky. I like funky stuff. So like this. Look at this. Look what I've been drawing on. I know guys who do board games, and this one guy I know does board games, and he did this game called O Canada. Now I'm Canadian, so he sold all his games and he forgot, so he gave me his prototype. This is actually his prototype right here. So I've just been adding some colors to deck it out a little bit more. But anyways, I was born right here. My wife and I, right here, Alberta. We after college, we went down to Washington, moved up to Vancouver, which is about here. And then we lived on Vancouver Island, which is this big one right here. And then down here is Washington and Seattle and stuff. So, but just learning the game, designer name, Brian Train. And so it was like, to Todd, best wishes. Thanks for supporting me. So anyway, I got to learn all the things there. So I got goofy stuff too. So I got a prototype for a game called Oh Canada. Who doesn't want that, man? So. All right, what else we got? Jacob Schmidt.
We're starting up the giveaway for that city drawing in the background.
We are.
A possible Mary Jane sketch or female head sketch.
Yeah, let me just see. And again, there are way better people to teach you how to draw women than I do. So take this with a grain of salt. For me, the difference between the male head and the female head, just to start with, is that the female heads are a little bit rounder, and I mean mostly in the jaw area, right? So the male head, if I'm drawing a male head here, actually, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can start them both about the same, and then show you what I think is the difference. All right, so there's one. All right, and there's two. All right, cool. All right, so we got two eggs, right? Again, your head is like an egg. It's a little bit wider at the top than it is at the bottom. Why? Because it tapers into your chin. The difference, the main difference to me, everything else is the same, right? You come down, center, down in the middle, and then make a cross in here, and that's basically where you're going to have your eye level, right in here in the middle of the head. Same thing here. I'm going to make a cross. It's pretty even. And then this is going to be the middle of the head. And I'm going to do my eyes. So basically the eyes are going to end up being here. And the eyes are going to be up in here. Like right where I drew that circle. Like right in the middle of the head. The difference between is that the men have sort of harsher lines. And so if we, again, from this line here, you can make a triangle, a little bit of a triangle. And what the triangle helps you is make sure that your nose then doesn't get wider than outside this triangle, and make sure your mouth doesn't get wider than that triangle. So if I'm drawing this, then I'm going to come in here. Here's going to be the nose up in here. But as you can see, it didn't go any wider than that triangle. And then if I'm going to draw a mouth, right, the mouth is the same. It's never going to go wider than that triangle. So this is, like I said, once you learn a couple of rules for the body and for the face and stuff, you can do it. So that line continues here. And the reason is, I've said before, because in real life, I'm not just making this up. In real life, we actually have these triangles. And as you get older, this is going to become an age line. And it's going to come around your mouth, and it's going to come down the side. And this is how you get age. And this is how you actually draw sort of older looking people. You give them the age lines around their noses and stuff like that. And then if you've got eyes, let's just do a quick eye here. you got, let's say, an eye here, then you want to make an older person, then you just give them a little bit of, they got little bags underneath their eyes. And like very quickly, I can turn this person from a young, handsome Superman look into an old person. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can, very quickly. But again, if I erase just these lines here, quote unquote, the age lines, and just use them as guidelines to make sure that my mouth and my nose are in the right place, then I can get back to doing a really handsome Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent character, right? I said before, the eyes are in the center of the head, and usually the distance between the two eyes is an eye. So you have an eye, space of an eye, and an eye. So basically this should be 3 eyes across. I mean, it's sort of that simple. And then you just keep the bridge, and you just follow that up with the eyebrows. And the eyebrows, people have a tendency to draw flat eyebrows, but they usually droop at the end. Just look at people. Again, you'll see that they droop at the end. Most eyebrows, you can draw this circle. You can go from the bottom of the eye and you can go up and around like this. And that's pretty much where people's eyebrows are. Just look at people's faces. That's how you get there with that. Make sure you got it fold in here so that you got a little bit of natural in there. But here's the difference to me. Men have sort of like this stronger, again, I'm talking about Clark Kent now, and I'm talking about Peter Parker or Bruce Wayne or somebody like that. They come in here, and then you sort of cut in the sort of the jawline and the chin up in here, and then you come up in here, and then you have a pretty harsh jaw line right in here, and then you come in here, and then you it goes something like this. If you want to give them a little sort of dimple, you can do it. The ears are always sort of in line with the eyes, so it's an easy place to put the ears. And then men usually have a little bit sort of thicker neck, depending on sort of how you want to draw it. So anyway, so there's your handsome, generic man. The difference with the ladies, the rules are still the same, right? You got the circle, you got the diamond there. The noses are usually turned up a lot more. If you look at a lot of females, their noses are turned up just a bit, so you don't give like quite the harsh of that. You can actually even go up if you want on it. Obviously, they have way poutier lips, if you will. But again, don't ever go outside. Don't ever go outside the triangle line there. It follows the same rule, right? And then they have their bottom lip curves a lot more than the men does on the bottom. That's there. But the crucial piece, once you get to the eyes, you're going to give them more eyelashes, right? So you're going to get more sort of mascara, more feminine looking eyes instead of sort of harsh eyes of that. But to me, here's the difference then, is that the women still have a chin here, but their jawline is lower, to me is lower. Like if I put this here, I've got it like sort of covering the mouth. Usually on the women, I'll draw it a little bit lower. And the reason is because then you don't get this V, and I think it's the V that sort of makes things look masculine. So if you drop the jawline down, like let's say the man is here, if you drop it to like the bottom of the lip, and then round it, and don't come in so hard. Let me see if I can do this here. Spinning it. All right. Then I'm going to go just a little bit of it but then I'm going to go low and I'm going to round. I'm not going to be nearly as aggressive I'm not going to be nearly as aggressive with it. And then even in the chin, I'm not going to be that aggressive on the chin. Come down low, and then I'm going to start tapering it. But I'm not going to be, there's a way more delicate sort of moment that you do. Again, they're going to have nice big eyes. Let me get it here so you can finish it here. Boom. Done. And then they usually have thinner necks too. Their necks are way more elegant. It might even be too thick. I could have gone up in here a bit. So if I had a pencil again, I would pick it. I probably would have gone a little bit lighter. But as you can see, even though I started with the same shape, with just a couple of different angles, you can get more of a softer look than a harsher look. So that's it. You don't want to give to me a hard look, a chiseled chin and whatever else to the ladies. You want to make sure that they're not like the dudes that got the big sort of iron jaw. And then you just add the hair. From there, you just add the hair. So, and the reason that you do everything, remember I did that original cross in the middle? It's in the middle. People think that the head is higher. It's not. Because once you start adding like the hair, you're going to fill up that top half really quickly, right? No matter how long the hair is, whether short hair, long hair, right? Whether it's on one side or the other, you can give her big earrings if you want, right? Cool big earrings here. But you're going to fill it up and then the guy is just depending on what kind of hairdo you want to give him, right? So but he's going to have way more forehead and his hair is going to go up in here, but you're still filling up the hair and the head with whatever it is that you want to put up in there. So, and then you just give whatever hairstyle you need to give to them. You want to make them a punk rocker, right? Then they get spikes, right? So you want to make hair all on one side, you just do it on that one. You want to give a lot of ringlets, fine. You want to give it straight hair, fine, right? Again, eventually you come in, then you start building up a little bit of depth with the top of the eyes are a little bit thicker. You usually got shadows underneath the necks. Right? The inside of the hair is usually a little bit darker, right? So if you're doing stuff up in here, some of the curls are going to be a little bit darker. So you give a couple of different highlights. So that, again, once you maybe give it a little bit of a bigger shadow there. Right. So now, right from there, you start building up your face fairly quickly. And you get there. Again, it's just doing it over and over and finding whatever tricks work for you. But if you can find your 5, 6, 7, 8 rules of, like, again, the eyes start in the center of the head, you then draw your triangle, make sure that the nose and the mouth don't go, then you go, oh, okay, I now know how to draw a head, and then I go back to some of the things we talked about earlier in the show where we were doing the bodies. And then you go, oh, now I just need to connect that head to that body that we just did. And we start doing that trick. Oh man, we got the neck muscles, whatever. And then it's like, oh yeah, now he's coming in here and now we're going to go into the collarbone. Okay. And the collarbone goes what? Into the shoulders. And we just start getting into the same repetition that we did before. And then here's the chest and you go. And then you start turning the bodies around. So.
I'll cut you off real quick, Dad. I need a phone charger.
Phone charger. I got one.
Black.
We have different phones. Have had different
That
phones.
little black mesh thing. Yeah.
Okay. open that, and then there's a portable charger.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
My assistant, Jacob, didn't come prepared.
No,
With
my
his-
phone was 100% charged when I got here.
Oh, Jake was 100% charged, but now he's not 100% charged. So, all right. Anyways, that's it. Just goofy stuff. And you can make it like, this is all I did with Mary Jane. I just curled her hair, right? I curled her hair a little bit, gave her some nice jewelry, right?
And you click the side button on that little.
Give her some fancy clothes, right? And she looks good. Done so we'll go there. The women bosoms, let's talk about it. Because people draw women bosoms, I think, like everybody's been augmented, and you shouldn't. The ladies, if this is their body, here's their collarbone, here's their torso, and their torso isn't nearly as thick as a man's. From the collarbone, it's a teardrop. It's a teardrop, right? I might even need to come down lower. So there's one, and then there's a teardrop, and they're kind of tear. You don't want to get them too big, right? You can make them connected, then all of a sudden you're getting double D cups and stuff. I don't know, just you got nice round one, then you got the teardrop up in here. Because what you don't want is to make them so big that they're like all the way up here, because then again, it will look like that they got augmented, right? So you want to come here and come down here. And again, if you just look at the female figure, then their navel's up in here, it goes. And how do we know that? Again, not like it happens to all of us, old age, but then for women, right, then their breasts begin to droop, right? And but they start here. And again, if you go from the collarbone here and you go here and you make your triangle, that should be the center of the breast, right? Which would technically be the nipple area right in here. So again, I don't want her to look like she's like on the profile. You want a teardrop, I think, sort of breast like this, and then here's going up into the collarbone up in here. You want something that's just again, the shoulder's going to be here, right in here. There would be the nipple up in here, but again, you want there to be sort of this natural sort of little droop up in here, I think, because to me it just seems a little more natural. I've seen way too many people sort of draw women from the side, and they've got like cones for breasts, and it doesn't feel right to me, right? So anyway, just all these things too. I'm not saying that it's the Todd way. Just look at people. Look at where their eyes are compared to their eyebrows. Look at their teeth. Look at their anatomy. And again, look at the profile of a woman next time you're at the beach, right? And just see that there's a natural sort of curve and elegance to all of it, right? So I don't know if you're gonna. We'll talk about mouths too, male and female. I hate this mouth. Look at, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna put some wrinkles in my nose. Good. Right? Nobody, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to do that, right? Look at, see if you can get my face, right? you know how hard I have to concentrate to line up my teeth and then open my mouth so that you get a 50% below and 50% above. You have to, I think 99% of people have to work to get that mouth. That's a cartoon mouth. Here's what you're going to find out. I promise you this. Tonight, when you're talking to people, watch their mouth. There's only two kinds, for the most part, there's only two kinds of talkers. There's people who you see more of their top teeth when they talk, and then you see the other people who you see more of their bottom teeth when they talk. But what you rarely see is somebody who shows you the exact same amount top and bottom. So what does that mean when you're drawing a mouth? It just means that when you're going to draw a screaming mouth, and we're going to do a screaming mouth, I'll turn over the bosoms. You're going to draw a screaming mouth. It's okay to only have a little bit of the top teeth up in here, and then you put a bunch of the screaming bottom teeth going, you son of a gun, you. And they're screaming here. Here's the tongue up in here. Right? So you get a little bit up above. Here's the bottom of the lip. Here's the nose up in here. Right? Yeah. Anyway. So there's the mouth screaming. This is the tongue. There's the tongue up in here. Here's the bottom of the teeth. There's the bottom of the teeth. Right? You get this much. You get this much of the top teeth. Whoop, let me get it up. Where's my red one? Oh, yeah. You get this much of the top teeth. But you get all of this bottom teeth here. And then not only you get all the bottom teeth, but you actually even get some of them going up into the mouth, up in here and up in here. Right? So again, it's okay to not have it so that it's always 100%. It's okay to have like 20% up here and 60, 70, 80% down here and a little bit for gums and whatever else, right? And then don't make them look like chiclets, right? Add some gums to it. It's okay. Add some gums to it. And then add your molars that go back in here. Done. And oh, by the way, your front teeth, they start just like, remember we were doing the buildings, right? They get a little bit closer as you sort of go back into the head a little bit. So people have a tendency to do what I call chiclet teeth. I guess you guys don't even know what chiclets are. Chiclets were gum when I was a kid, and the chiclet looked like this. And they draw chiclet teeth, and they just take one chiclet, and they draw another chiclet, and they draw another chiclet, and everything's so perfect. Everything's so perfect. And they're the exact same size and the exact same height, and then they do bottom teeth. Guess what? Chiclet. And I'm just like, nobody has teeth like that. Maybe the Muppets. I don't know. So stop it. You know, some of my sculptors on the toys, like, stop it, guys. That's not what it looks like. Oh, by the way, if you're going to do a monster, I've said it 100 times, monsters do not go to the dentist. So fucking mess up their teeth. Mess them up. Look at the dog's mouth, right? They don't have perfect teeth. Why? Because they never go to the damn dentist. Well, actually, they do. You can go to vets now, and they charge you a lot. So you can go up in here, right? Just mess them up. Make them uneven, right? But look at your own teeth or somebody that you like, that you know, get them to smile, and you'll notice that very few people, unless they got veneers, have perfect teeth alignment and everything else, unless they're fake, right? So I guess that's why people get fake teeth, so they can be perfect. But we usually don't have perfect teeth, so.
There's still capes, guns, maybe.
Capes and guns. Oh man, it bled through the bosoms.
I don't know if you wanted to
Bled through the bosoms.
pop that box open.
Yeah,
For the other
for
one.
some surprise stuff. Want to do a surprise one or no?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we do surprise.
Okay, we do. I got a couple things here we can do. Okay, let's do this one. Got my she spawn number 1 just came out. I just pulled this one out of the box. Again, I can put an autograph on this. This technically should be the first one I ever signed. I just pulled this out of the box. So, but we got an issue number 1, brand new, just came out of the box. And I'll show you, remember I showed you that box that was sealed? I just opened this one up today. Now I know this one's been out in the stores, but I haven't gone to the stores and signed any of these. So this would be number 1 signed, cover B. I can even put that on there. Let's see. First. Cover B. Ever signed. Done. All right. First cover B is, you can see right here. Cover B. First cover B. This is a Matina cover. So I'll give that to Jacob Schmidt. Don't, the paint's wet on the signature. Make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, bosoms, capes. A couple of different ways to draw capes. So let's do it. I'll give you the easy one that's easy to learn. Hopefully this one works. All right. So a little bit of teardropping again, but let's just say this is the back of the neck here. So we're going to go here and we're going to go wide. Oh man, come on, Todd. Where's my pens? How come they're not working? I'm going to go beefy. Okay, go beefy, Todd. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go with like these sort of weird triangles here. This is going to be the back. This is the wrinkles up in here. Okay. So we got the back of it right up in here, right? So now we're gonna spread out. Here's sort of the easy one. The easy one is like you sort of come in here and then you do, think of it as like drapes, but it's also sort of the teardrop. You go up, you give a big line, and then here, let's go back here, go back a little bit. So then you give a big kind of like triangle teardrop up in here. And then you come up in here and then you go and you do another one. And let's just make it, again, big one here. You can always sort of fold it if you want a little bit. So you got your 2 main ones right in here. And then what you do is that you then make sure that you don't draw it up in here. You assume that there's volume to this cape, that this is the edge of the cape and it's going to curve around up in here, and that the cape is going to go something like that if you were drawing it. So the easy way I used to draw capes when I was first learning was you then do a couple more of these teardrops, but you make them skinnier now. So this one's going to be here. This one's going to be here. Maybe I'm going to make another one right next to it. And remember, they're usually not the same. Okay, but now that I've got a couple of those, then you just connect some of these lines, and you go here. You go, okay, that one's going to go there. This one's going to go here. This one's going to go here, and this one's going to go here. And then, as you could see, it's not a bad little cape, right? And then you just up here, like I said, you're adding these sort of interesting triangles up in here. But now you just sort of add whatever sort of extra lines you want to give a little bit of depth to your drawing. And I'd usually do a lot more than that. And then if you want, I don't have a big thick one. Maybe I do. Then you can add, to give you more of an illusion, that you then add a little bit of a shadow. So creates the illusion that you've got a bit of a fold in some of these. Up in there, right? Put a little bit, you can put up there, but anyways, that's the easy cape. Again, remember, here's going to be your head up in here. There'll be their feet down here. Yeah. So there's the easy cape, and then here's why, to me, this cape is easy to draw, because once you sort of understand these dynamics, then you just pull and push some of this stuff like it's taffy, and the more you pull, then you give the illusion of speed. So if I draw that same cape up in here, and I make the big one go here, but then it goes up in here before I get to my other wrinkles, and then I come up in here, and then cover it up in here, and then I draw the other one sort of back up in here. I don't know if you can see this. It should look like if the person was flying here, let's say here's Superman or whatever, they're flying up over here. It should look like they're going fast because these corners feel like they're being pulled more, because here there's only a little bit of gap before you get to the bottom of the curtain. And this one, it feels like the two corners got pulled. Why? Because he's going a million miles an hour, right? He's flying because he's got to get there because the bad guy's going to get there. So the stretching and the pulling of the cape, but as long as you still have this rule, then it works pretty good. And then that evolved to me into what I do with Spawn, which is essentially, it's just like literally like folding paper. Right, here's a piece of paper, and you make a paper airplane. You fold it like this, right? You know, you just fold stuff, right? That to me was Spawn's cape. So Spawn's cape, I would go something like, all right, there's my beginning of it, and then I'm just going to start folding it. All right, I'm going to put a fold here and put a fold here. I'm going to put a fold up in here. There's going to be a little tiny one, and then I'm going to come up in here, make a fold up in here. Up in here, come, and then again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come up in here, and I'm going to fold this piece of paper again, and I'm going to get Spawn's cape. And very quickly, I can get Spawn's cape. No, can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. If I hold it up here. All right, so all I got to do now is just make Spawn up in here with his cowl, right? And he's got the rest of his cape back up in here. I just make it pulling on him. I crunch it up in here. He's got his other cowl up in here. A couple extra lines. And then I have him standing on the edge of a building. And then, as you guys know, then every now and then I would just go, oh, okay, if I wanted to feel like the cape was creating shadows, I would just take some of those triangles and I would just paint them black. And if you pick a handful of them and they're kind of consistent with some of the folds, you go, okay, all the inside ones are going to be black. Then you get into a cool looking spawny cape. Let's make this one black too. Boom. Done. Spawn cape, 25 feet long, looking good, standing on top of the building, looking good. Spawn cape. Let's do it. Okay, so this one with the spawn cape, here's what we'll do. Why don't we auction this one up? You can also look at this one. I can come here and I can do this twice. Watch, I can come up here. I can also fold this one if I want. I can add another fold here if I want. So, yep. Anyway, just like I said, it's just fun graphic design stuff that ends up working. But what I can do is we can have Rospani over here with this hook. Maybe I even give him some chains. Look at this. Chains. Din, 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 din. Chains all over. Put a moon up here, right? And again, this is all sloppy, so excuse me. Because I make cool moons when I've got time. I promise you, they're nice and cool and gritty. But all right, maybe a couple bats. Done.
What are you calling this one?
I'm calling this one, I'm coming. Or I'm waiting. How about that one? I'm waiting because he's waiting for the bad guys. He's always waiting for the bad guys. All right. Little city down below. He's going to save Gotham City and Metropolis because Spider-Man and Batman slacking. Build the city up a bit. And then we're going to give him a balloon, and then he's going to say who he's going to go save, and whoever wins the auction, I'm going to write your name because that's who Spawn's going to go save. So whoever wins the auction is going to be the person that this Spawn character is going to save for the day. It all works way better if you got rulers. All right. Cool, man. All right, and he's going to say up in here. He'll be right here.
You said you're going to put a dedication in there.
Yeah. This needs to be gray, like in the comic book. The balloon is a little bit, the frame right here, a little bit gray. Okay. And then I need, oh man, I guess I'll use this one. I need to save, comma, whoever wins, I'm going to put their name on there. And that's who Spawn's going to go save today. Whoever wins this auction. So, And I can spend a little bit more time, put a couple extra cool lines on here. But again, this isn't a full sketch. Don't spend dumb money on it. Done. Maybe a little bit more chain. There we go. All right. And we will take well, done. Cape. Cape. And you get it below, and you get your name in here. I'll do it in red so it matches my name right in here. So there you go, Jacob Schmidt.
Do you want to title and name those other ones for giveaways and or auctions?
I don't know. This is just choose your curtains. Done. Choose your curtain. It's not red. Where's the red one? I need to switch these two cabins. I keep messing them up. There. Now you got it done. What times have we got right now?
12.
Huh?
3:12.
Okay. Getting near the end?
Yep.
Got it. We got this one. Oh, this one here. Here's another one here. Oh, this one here. Oh, man, we got lots.
Yeah, you've been
Here.
them out.
Oh, man. We've been doing a drawing seminar.
These ones are all giveaways, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can plug your next show, Todd.
How to get ahead.
Congratulations, Mad Viking Comics. Who would you like?
Yeah, who needs to get saved? Who does Spawn need to save? What's the name I need to put in there?
Brandon.
Brandon?
Brandon.
Brandon. Did I leave room for that much name? All right. Brandon. Dun dun abundant. I need to save Brandon. Done. Done. All right. Take care of this one because this one somebody paid more than $5, I think. So this is the I guess it depends, although I ruined it here. This is the mouth and bosom. All right, so I'll call this one MB, and I'm Canadian, MBA. NBA Finals. I'll call it NBA Finals. Done. So that's the mouth, the bosoms, otherwise known as breast, and A is for the Canadians. NBA Final, right here. So there's another giveaway that's up over there.
Did you want to sign it?
Oh, I got to sign it. Come on. Nice one, Jacob. Let's see. What side do I want? Oh. Okay. You know what? Whoever wins it has to tell whether they want me to sign it on the mouth side or the bosom side.
Well, hold that up for a sec. We're running the head one right now.
Okay. Then we're going to do
You want to do that one next?
this one? Yep.
Right.
Okay, so I was looking for some stuff in my room and I found this book. It's kind of cool. You got this?
Mm-hmm.
This is an Image United preview book that came out. And here's why this is cool. It came out a long time ago. We never did finish this project, whatever else. But what we have here on this book is each one of us drew our characters and we inked it. So this is my artwork here. This is Eric Larson's artwork. This is Mark Silvestri's artwork. This is Jim Valentino's artwork. This is Rob Liefeld's artwork. And then this is Will Portacio, did the character in the middle. Again, it's a preview book. There's lots of cool artwork in it. You can see all the artists that did some art inside. But all those artists have signed the book. Here's Jim Valentino, signature. Here's, this is Robert Kirkman. Robert Kirkman was the writer, right? So, story by Robert Kirkman. So this is Robert Kirkman's signature right here. This is Wils's signature right here. This is Mark Silvestri's signature here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Rob Liefeld's signature up here, 5. And then this is Eric Larson's signature here, 6. And the only person who hasn't signed it yet is Todd. And I will complete this. So there will be, whoever gets this book, an old book, and it's got all 7 of us sign the book. And it's in really, 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 really good shape, right? It's almost, like I said, it's been in a box forever. The corners are nice and sharp. I don't know if you can see it, but the corners are nice and like razor sharp. It's a cardboard stock. Part of it was because it was a cardboard stock, so it stayed in good shape. But I am going to sign this. Maybe I should do it in black. Everybody else went black, except for John.
Todd Black's signature.
Yeah, rare Todd Black. But where can I put it though? Where's my space? This is I usually sign by my guy. Rob's supposed to sign down there. I can go here in her hair maybe a little bit, or I could go up in here. Getting a little crowded up there. I'll go here, I guess. Wanda, we're live. You can't use those curse words. All right. So you got Eric Larson, Rob Liefeld, Mark Silvestri, Robert Kirkman, Walking Dead, Will Portacio, Jim Valentino, and Todd McFarlane, all on one cover for this preview book that we were sending out as we were trying to get people excited about the book. And the way that the book was is that each one of us somebody would pencil it and then somebody would ink it, and we would either ink our own stuff or somebody else would ink it for us. So I inked a bunch of the stuff in here. And I inked some of my own pages, and some people did some different layouts. So it's this interesting sort of conglomeration of I'm pretty sure I inked this. I inked the Overkill, and then I might have even inked this character here, but I inked this Overkill, and then somebody might have inked this one up in here. So anyway, it's an interesting book, 7 autographs, found it in my room. I thought I'd pull it out. Let's put it up for auction. It can do it.
I'm doing this spawn number 4 while you do your thing right there.
Do you want to plug your next show
Oh, yeah.
with Mark?
Oh, okay. So we're also gonna what's the date of that show?
25th.
25th? June 25th will be our next Whatnot show, and I will have special guest Mark Silvestri. Mark obviously did all the cool stuff on the X-Men, did a great Wolverine run that is, for some people, their very sort of favorite Wolverine ever. He obviously is the partner, my partner still to this day on Image Comics. We both started in '92. He started with his book, and I started with mine, and he's still hanging tough. But I was talking to him, come on, you should come on out. Let's have some fun. So he's going to bring some of his books. We're going to have some books. Remember, we're both sort of executives of Image. We can literally sign any Image comic book because our names are on every single comic book that are out there. But hopefully he'll come. And again, he's well known for Darkness and the Cyber Force, which was his first book that came out at Image Comic Book. So we're looking forward to having Mark on the next show. So if you guys want to have a little bit of fun with two Image founders, ask us some questions, then feel free, and we'll do that for a few hours. So, all right. Now, are you done? Do I open this one up? No, yeah, no. Okay, so I got one of these sealed. I gotta cover my address. One of these sealed boxes here, and I don't even know what's in it because I get them all the time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these open. I gotta cover my address when I'm cutting. All right, cut. Gentle Todd, cut. Like an unboxing. Oh, what did I buy from Amazon? And you'll never guess what's inside the box. It's another box. Now, why did they do it? Because they double box it so that the books will stay as mint condition as possible. So we'll turn this upside down. And somebody, Jake, pull this off, please.
Yeah, I think you might have revealed the address.
All right. Then we'll cut this box open. Hopefully there's not another box in there because that'd be a lot of boxes. We'll open this box. What? DC Creator? That's a weird box to put it in. DC Creator. Maybe these are DC books. I don't even know what I'm getting. I'll open this up. And inside is, oh man, a bunch of Absolute Batman 20s. Woo! Thanks, DC Creators. No, not really. It's comic books that, oh man, I don't have the nails to get this cardboard off. Okay, I get the cardboard off, and we got some comic books that are being opened for the very first time. I'll turn it over. This is a Mirko cover. This is the back of this comic book. Man, that's super cool, right? Mirko's getting to be really good. Take this off. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we won't take that one. Done. And let's see what we have. And again, these are right out of the box. So we have, if you can see it, I'll spin this around a bit. We have some She-Spawn number 2. We got She-Spawn number 2. This is the B cover. So I can sign one of those fresh off the plate. Let me see. Check to see if the bottom one is the same as all that. I got a Sam Twitch B cover. Oh, what is this one? Oh, this is the A cover to issue number 2. There's an A cover to issue number 2 here. Again, right out of the box. We'll make sure that we grab one, because sometimes some of the corners get a little soft, so we'll make sure that if we do a couple of these, that they are the ones with the good corners.
Guess what's in Rochelle?
So-
Burnt toast.
No, we're doing a whatnot right now.
I'll leave.
I'll shove one in my mouth.
It smells amazing.
All right, we got Sam and Twitch, cover A. So I got cover A and B at Sam and Twitch. And oh man, foil. Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen this one in foil. Well, it's 376 now. I got to figure out why we did this. Which one?
It's the new creative teams taking over.
No, I know, but we did a foil cover for that one.
Yeah, we did.
That was part of the solicitation.
For the Scorched book for Kingsman.
Oh, good. We don't usually do foil. Like, that's why you're catching me off guard here. So this is foil. Like, we don't usually do that. That's pretty sassy. Oh man. All right. How many we got of these? Well, I've got a handful, so we could probably put one of these up. Foil. Oh, and then here's the virgin one. for this issue. So there must have been three. There must have been a virgin, a non-virgin. Yeah, this is the same issue. So Matt Rosenberg and Steven Segovia took over Spawn book. And so I think that's it. I think Lauren's right. In celebration of it, we want to do something a little special. And so our third cover was a foil cover that we rarely do. I don't even know the last time I did a foil cover, but you can see how shiny it is here. It's kind of cool. And then I'm going to guess that the bottom ones are, if you want to peel a couple of those off, are the ones with the logo. Yep. Okay. So we've got the virgin, the non-virgin, and we'll see. Now, sometimes they still bang them around. It looks like the ones at the bottom here, a couple of them got dinged up here, so we won't sell that one. There's a bend in this one. Oh, man. Even my samples got dings in it, so we won't offer anything that got dinged up. That wouldn't be. But we got a couple. This one would be cool. I'm telling you, this one looks, you can't really see how cool it is, but it's, huh?
There's a lot of glare.
It got a lot of glare, but it's like, this is cool. It's a virgin version of it. Simone Bianca, he's done a couple covers for us, Italian artist. Like, man, I think what happened was he sent us a couple, and then we came across this one and went, we haven't used it, right? So, and he said, yeah, you can use it. And so if you go in, I don't even know how to get the glare off this so people can see it. Oh, man. I'll put it here. You can see the art because I got a weird shadow on it. But there's Spawn, OG Spawn. In the background is the Gunslinger. There's Plague Spawn. There's Medieval Spawn. There's Clown up over here in this corner over here. And then there's some weird, bizarre sort of Fleabiac brother up in there. So we can do one of those. So why don't we put one of those as one of the surprise? We can put the She Spawn number 2. And we can do, let's see, make sure we got mint conditions of these. Oh, how about a Virgin? How about a Virgin Spawn one here? All right. That's it. Those are good. We can do those. We can do those 3.
She Spawn number 2. What are they? Because I have to make them all.
Oh, She Spawn number 2, cover B. And then Spawn 376 covers B and C. So cover B is the Virgin, and cover C is the foil. And they just came out of the box. So they're sweet. Sweet! Although I wish those ones weren't bent, but I'm glad that the foil ones didn't get ruined. They're in good shape.
The scorched foil ones are really cool.
Are they?
That's the all red cover where it's just like.
Oh, yeah.
And are you signing these as well?
Yep. And we could do, why don't we do one black and white Salmon Twitch cover B too? Because that signature will pop.
What is that? Salmon Twitch 24.
24. I'll do the signature on here because this one is going to look really good. The black and whites. I like the black and white for that reason. You can put a nice color signature on it, and it reads from across the room pretty well. Right? Look at that. Man. Too much of a glare or no? Yeah, that looks good. I have to figure out how to sign that foil. Probably might be white. Might need to be white
I
pen.
did this one first, though.
Oh, okay. Oh, this one's the first signed book too here too. First cover signed B.
They don't even, we don't really even like chance. We're like, oh no.
right. Zoom in on that little note there.
I figure we'll save the best for last then.
Oh yeah, we could do that one. We could do that one last. We got a nice one coming up last. All right, there's a good one here. So I don't know if you want to put that one up there.
Yeah, do that next.
Yep. Out of the box. Right out of the box.
And if you guys haven't joined yet, the giveaway going right now is the very last drawing giveaway. It's this one back here.
This one where they need to pick which side.
Oh yeah. You want the mouth or the bosom side? You have to tell me. All right. This one is going to be nice. There's a nice little space up in there. Dan Aguil does this cool painting. He does a nice. I don't know if you guys could see this. Does a nice thing with the cape here. I thought this cover feels kind of like a poster. It's big, wraps all the way up in here. Like this is the continuation of the cape. Like if it was to go off, come wrapping up in here. It's pretty cool.
Dad, you just reminded me we actually have that tube over there.
We have a tube. That's next time.
Next time?
Next time.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go do this one in black.
You saw me.
Did you see that?
Hmm. All right.
Lightbird, which side would you like on the giveaway to be signed?
The mouth or the bosom side? All right, there's this one. We'll see if paint pen works on, we'll see if paint pen works on foil. So let's do our test to see if it works. There we go. All right. Cross your fingers, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, not bad.
Yeah, we're gonna have to let that one dry for a long time though, huh?
Yep. Yeah. So it looks good. It's just going to take a long time to dry. So there's a white paint pen on the all foil cover of this one here. So
You can try out for what Lightbird wants.
Yeah.
And Lightbird, if you don't tell us which side, then Todd's just gonna pick.
I'll just pick
Front.
Which side is the front? Is it the mouth or?
the mouth or the bosom.
I do call my dad Todd quite a bit.
That's sentiment.
You said no.
All right. And then this one, let me see. This corner's a little soft, so let's make sure we get a better one than this one. I think we can, let's see this one.
Bosom side.
Bosom side up. All right. Mm-hmm. And this one is cover B, first cover B. First cover B ever signed.
Oh, only a little bit of reflection on that book. Ooh.
We're going.
A little bit of blockage.
It's just tiny, so
Right. And the rest of these are mine. Well,
Make sure to stick around for the end. Right at the end, we will have 2 rapid fire buyer giveaways.
They asked about your hand over the years. Does your hand start to hurt now when you're drawing?
when I was younger, I used to grip the ink pen like really hard. Like I gripped it really, really, really hard. And after about 10, 12, 15 hours of inking, I could feel maybe my second, third year of inking, I might be developing carpal tunnel, and my hand literally did ache. But I learned and readjusted to hold the pencil and pen, whether I'm drawing with ink really light. So now even when I go and do a CGC signing where I'm signing thousands of books, my hand literally never hurts anymore. So I can do this all day long now. And part of it is because I just don't squeeze. I used to squeeze the pen, and I don't squeeze the pen anymore. I barely hold it in my hand. So I'm not putting any strain on here anymore. So I can go all day long now, and I've been doing it for decades now, and my hand doesn't. Oddly, it hurt way more in my first couple of years of inking, and haven't hurt since. When I go do those long multi-day signings at CGC, the only thing, because I put in 15, 16-hour days signing day after day, is the only thing that hurts, oddly, is like this muscle on the back of my shoulder blade. And I think it's because I'm doing isometric. So if you look at my hand, all I'm doing is this. And if you do that enough, remember I said all the muscles are all tied to each other? There's a muscle must go all the way through your arm, up and in your back. And it's like right under the shoulder blade. I don't know if it's a rotator cuff or whatever, but it's the only thing that I ever feel. I don't feel it any place else other than behind my blade of my back here. So, but my hands, nope. And people have asked me before if I have over the years, you got insurance on your hand, and the answer is like no, because I'm playing Vegas odds. And here's my Vegas odds, and I believe this because I always play Vegas odds. I can be driving in my car, and then somebody cuts me off, and I'm on a cliffside, and I go, oh man, whoa, poof, and I go through the guardrail, and I go rolling off, and I go poof, crashing into the rocks down below, and I'm barely alive, and they take me to the hospital, and then they give me the bad news, and they go, Todd, we have to cut off your right leg. Okay, I can still draw. No, that's not all. Your left leg was crushed. We're going to have to amputate your left leg. Okay, go ahead. Okay, good. Both my legs are gone. I can still draw. Bad news too. Your right arm, we got to cut that off too. Okay, I can still draw. I'm a lefty. You're deaf in both ears. Okay, I can figure that out. I'm still good. And you're blind in one eye. Okay, and we got to cut the 2 fingers off on your left hand. As long as I have one eye and I have these 2 fingers and this thumb, so I can hold my utensil like this, I'm good to go. I don't need my legs. I don't need my other eye, and I don't need my other arm. I'm good, right? You can call me Stubby McFarlane from there on in, but I still will be drawing, so I'm betting. That's why I don't have insurance. I'm betting that doesn't happen, because if I ruined this arm, then probably the whole arm's going, and probably meant that when I went over the cliff, I died. So it's like, then I don't have to worry about it. So I'm not big on insurance, and I'm playing the odds, and I think these three things in my one eye are not going away.
I just wanted to let the winner know of this one. It may be a little bit of a different signature because there's a pretty big crunch on the back.
Oh, which one is it? Which one is it?
376 Virgin.
Okay, we'll find a better one for you. So we'll find the best one we got in the group, man. There's a bend in the back, you said?
Yeah, there's a crack on the back here. I figure we'll just give it away instead.
Okay. No, don't. We'll give it to the neighbor kid.
I mean, we'll give it away to a neighbor kid.
Yep.
There you go.
Here, see which one of these backs. Oh yeah, I see it now. Oh yeah, nice catch, Jacob Schmidt.
It was all Lauren.
Oh yeah, you know what? All of these got a little bit of a ding. So that's got a little bit of a ding. So you might want to just show it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
that's.
it's already been sold.
Oh, it's already been sold. Oh, okay.
So
Well, maybe I'll give him.
Find the best
I'll find the best one, and then I'll throw in another one. I'll throw in another signed comic book to make up for it. So I'll do another signed book for him.
Okay.
Or her, whoever bought it. Cool. All right. I got to see the foil ones. The foil ones get dinged in the back? Maybe. Oh yeah. Take a look, Jake. The foil one might on the back might have just a little bit of a ding there. Might want to show it.
I mean, the foil's already gone as well.
Oh man. Okay. I'll give them another autograph too.
Just that
Little-
bottom corner.
Little kink in the bottom left.
But we'll pick the best one too. Might have a better one we can swap out.
Are we doing that one, or am I good?
Which one?
That book that's in front of you?
No. No. I might just sign one of these and throw it. And I gotta for the ones that have just a little bit of a wrinkle in the corner, I'll give them each an extra book with the signature.
You want to show up the last, but definitely not least book?
Okay, the last one. Oh man. Why are we selling this? So here we go. This is a 9.4 Amazing Spider-Man 312 with a Green Goblin on it from my personal collection. And this one is pretty good because I believe it's the first issue where I did a scroll, but it's got my signature on it. And way more and more importantly, it's got Stan Lee's signature on it. So this is one up here that says signed by Todd, Stan Lee authenticated, because this was from my personal collection. I had a stack of books. Stan, over the years, I hung out with him. He would sign some of my books. So we sent some in to get graded just recently, maybe about a year ago or whatever.
It should say from your personal collection on there as well.
It is from my personal collection, right? But anyways, it's not Stan's best autograph because it was near the end of his life and his eyesight was pretty bad at that point when I used to go visit him. And he couldn't quite see that he was closing up some of his letters. Like when he was younger, you could read every single letter, but as he got a little bit older, I can always tell like how old the signature is by how much the letters clamp. But still, it's Stan and Todd on a Spidey on a book that he created the character and co-created the character and Green Goblin. He co-created that one too. So it's cool. Again, I wish it was a 9.8 for some of you big collectors, but it's still got a Stan official Stan autograph. I'm telling you, I was standing there when he did it. And it's from my collection. So we thought, Jake was like, come on, Dad, put something in there that's kind of super cool. So we got this one here. So there you go. Don't show it to me again. I'll shed a tear.
It's a Rocky Thor.
Rocky Thor bought it?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Rocky Thor.
All right, we're gonna end here with 2 back-to-back quick buyers giveaways. Then we're gonna do a raid.
Oh, yeah.
Another small streamer raid.
Let's do it. We can do it.
All right, you're gonna get 10 seconds to join in on the buyers giveaways.
What are we giving away?
We got a Spider-Man #1 signed and a Spider-Man #1 silver signed.
Oh, man. Sassy Spidey. Not bad. Not bad. Next show, we'll come up with some cool stuff. We got the movie poster. That's what Jake was saying. We don't have time to sign. It's double-sided posters, but we'll pull some of those out. Been in the tubes for 25, 30 years. We'll put up a couple of the movie posters next time.
We do that
So-
with Mark.
Uh-oh, somebody's at the door. Oh, man, they did find my address. I did show it. Nobody's here. Oh, man, it's happening.
All
So-
right, I'll find someone for us to do.
All right, everybody, we're going to go do a raid. It'd be super cool. Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for coming. Thanks for your questions, watching some silly drawings. Remember the next one, 2 weeks from now, we're going to have Mark Silvestri. He's going to be on as a guest. One of my image partners, one of the great artists of our industry, like ever, who's currently doing it. So it'll be a lot of fun. So let's go do a raid. You pick one?
Found someone.
Okay, because I like when they get excited. Oh, he's got to find it. Jake's trying to find it at this moment. So you and I are just going to look at each other and just gaze into each other's eyes. Oh, man. Hey, yeah, cool. I make a wish that you will love me more than any other human being forever. Oh, man, they made a movie of that already. Oh, forget it then. Forget it. They stole my idea. Shoot. All right, bye, everybody. Let's go do a raid.